Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and it is Tuesday Newsday. For us, actually, this is Saturday. We're filming this a few days early. Saturday is our day off here in the mission field, but we wanted to visit you and let you know what we're doing. Hey Ron, come over here and say hi. So Ron on Saturdays, he doesn't have to wear a white shirt and tie. Actually, anytime he doesn't have to wear a white shirt and tie, we just do.
Oh, don't mind you.
But he has on this cute shirt. Can they see you? Get up a little more. There we go. There we go. Anyway, he's going to go run the camera because we have so many things to talk to you about today. So first, Cherry left. That was sad. Then my upstairs neighbor, who has the little dog Carter, who we love, they moved as well. And so we had a few rough days of feeling kind of lonely. And but we're getting back into it, and of course there's lots of other missionaries here, and we have a lot of good friends here, and so we're getting back into it. So let me tell you some of the things we've been doing. We went to a school for the deaf and taught them how to sew, and we had a special project for them, and they told us there'd be 100 deaf kids there. Well, when we got there were 200, and so I didn't have enough projects, so we ended up just making quilts for that, which was an amazing experience. It was, usually it's so noisy, you can't even hear yourself, but it was quiet. And, there's a lot of hand gesturing, and they, obviously they speak with the language of their hands, and so we learned a few things to say to them, but it's one of those times where you just really wish you were fluent in that kind of language. They're darling kids. They were from ages about 8 to maybe 18, and just couldn't believe what they were doing. They were so excited, because it's one thing just to sew a straight seam, but when you sew that straight seam and you put it together and it becomes this little project, they're just super excited. So of course, we had to make the quilts, and they made the tops, so we brought them home. I put the backs on them, and we're going to return them to the school, let them do what they want to with them, whether it's hang it in the classroom or sell it as a fundraiser. We don't really care. We're just happy to help them facilitate that. So Ron and I have also started, we are trying to get a few more hobbies under our belt, learn a few more things. So, so we started trying to make balloon animals, We're having a lot of fun with it. And we've already gone through a couple of pumps because you can't blow those with your own lips. I can't do it. And so you have to have a little pump. And so we've found a couple of places that sell those here. And so we're working on our balloon animal skills. It is interesting what you do when you have a lot of time and, you just look for things to do. Ron was sick for the last week or so. He had a bad cough. It always goes to his chest, and then he talks to me like Barry White. He's like, "Hello, Jenny." I just love it. Then it goes up into his, into his throat and into his nose, and he ends up kind of sounding like Pee Wee Herman, which isn't too good. But, at the end of the day, he feels better, and we're out and about it again. But while he was home, we've been collecting these little hand-carved wooden animals that have little wheels on them. And so they're just absolutely darling. There's a little bit of paint work on them, but mostly, they're just, we have about 8 of them. So we were doing bracketed races with these. So we started with the 2, whoever won that one got to go on to the next race, it's just ridiculous what you'll do to have a good time. Anyway, I want to tell you some things that are coming up at Missouri Star, because that is really fun. We've got some big fun things happening, and Annie sent me a little note so that I could tell you everything. Oh, she said to answer all these questions first. How's the weather in Ghana? The weather in Ghana has been bizarrely cool. And by cool, I mean like in the 70s. So usually we're in the 80s or the 90s. And it has been a little bit cool. It is the rainy season. Now, when you ask people here, when is the rainy season? They say when it rains. And I'm like, yeah, no months. What months is it? Whatever month it rains in. They're like, whenever it rains. So this is technically supposed to be the rainy season. So we've had a lot of cooler weather, but not much rain at the moment. But when it does rain, Oh my land, it rains. It rains. It's just a deluge raining. Anyway, so not much rain lately. Cooler weather, which is nice for us, a little bit more temperate. Oh, how was my trip with Cherry? It was wonderful. When she was here, she was supposed to go home. I don't remember what day. Anyway, she got a call in the middle of the night, and they said, sorry, your flight has been delayed 2 days. We were not sad about that. That was actually, we were very happy about it. And then we delayed it a few more ourselves. So that was actually nice as well. What has brought me the most joy lately? That's one of the questions that's asked. And I have to probably say, every time I teach, especially when you teach kids, we also taught at another school called the Sunshine Academy, and I showed them how to make little wallets or gift card holders, and they all made one, and then they got to keep it, which is a huge deal here. So they were very excited about that. And, I have to say that probably brings me the most joy. What projects are you working on? Well, before Cherry got here, I finished all my Christmas gifts for my kids, so they are on. I'm not currently working on, well, yes, I am working on something. So, Ron, if you'll go grab that. So I'm trying out some different things. It's August. I know it's already, it's going to be like the 3rd or the 4th on Tuesday. But I decided that I would try, I need a new door hanging, and I would try to make something, a little bit different. Now, I don't have my templates with me, so I tried to make a Dresden plate. I thought it would be fun if I made it into a big flower. I'm going to try it. It may or may not make the cut. The thing that was interesting is that when you make a Dresden blade, I just had a straight, I have one right. So I just took one of those 6-inch squares. I just took a 6-inch square and cut it in half. So now it's 3 by 6 like this. And then I folded it in half, and you sew straight across the top. Well, anytime you sew straight across the top, here, let me do this for you. Let me show you right here. Anytime you sew straight across the top, I'm here with my hand crank. Anytime you sew straight across the top with a, oops, it didn't sew, it's unthreaded. Sorry. Ron, you need glasses, and you need to come thread this for me, and I'm going to keep talking. But anytime you sew anything, whoa, what was that?
I'm good.
Anytime you fold something straight and sew straight across the top, when you flip it, it's going to peak. So, of course, it peaked, but it was a straight 2.5-inch strip. So I trimmed them in till this was about, an inch on the bottom. And usually when you use the template, you need 20 blades to make a plate. But I think I only have, let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I omitted 2 so that I could try to make this kind of sunflowery thing. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but I will keep you informed with a post. You bet I will. All right, so let me tell you what else we're doing. Can you see them? Here's the needle. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it.
Scissors?
And the scissors are somewhere. We weren't prepared. Oh, here, right here. We weren't prepared for an unthreading of the machine. Our bobbin is good.
Okay.
So when you have these old machines, if you thread them when the lever is down, then, oh, you want me to do it? You're gonna, ouch. I poked myself in the eye. I'm fine, everybody. No one was harmed during the making of this video. Let's see. Nope. There we go. We got us a flashlight. Yeah, these are 2 old people trying to thread a machine that, no, I'm just going to let you do it.
Okay.
Here you go. All right. No, we're good. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to answer the other questions while he's over here working. I have to get back to my mail. So anyway, when he gets done, we'll keep going on this. So let me tell you some other talking points that we need to talk about. there are still a few Jenny boxes. I know, you don't believe it, but there's still a few. So if you guys want them, this is the last chance. Grab them up, snatch them up. There's some fabulous things in there. Of course, I can't tell you, but man, they're good. They're good. Also, the Magic Garden, which is our wonderful block of the month that Natalie and I did just before we left, they've redone that in Christmas fabric, and it's so beautiful. Now, Misty and Natalie did a reveal thing where they rolled it down the, they unfurled it, and it looked beautiful. And I thought, oh, I wasn't like totally wowed by it in the picture, but then I saw it up close, and I was just like, oh my gosh, in that Christmas fabric, it's beautiful. So do check it out. It's very nice. And they'll put links up for these things as well. So birthday bash is coming. Man, I wish I was there so much. You guys know I love a good theme. And the theme is the Stitchin' Stampede. So it's September 17th through the 20th. And everything is Western themed, cowboy themed. Oh my gosh. Ron and I have actually been looking for a cowboy hat here. I did find some fake little plastic pistols. I mean, we're going to try to do something here. Don't you worry. I love a good theme, and I'm willing to do it. We have not found cowboy hats in Africa yet. Go figure. How shocking is that, There is swag available and tickets to events. So be sure and check it out online and do that. And that is really fun. So I also have my friend Edie McGinnis. She's just funny, like we're funny. And for a long time, she had a little duck, a little Missouri Star duck that she put in the handle of her car, and she called her Ride Along Sally. Well, I found these in a random store here in Africa, and I thought, I'm going to do like Edie. I'm going to have a Ride Along Sally. And so we still have the same little duck in our car, that comes with a package of like 4. So if we lose one, we have another. But we have a little Ride Along Sally. And when you stop at the stoplights, all the kids come up and try to sell you something or beg for food or something like that. And they all think this little duck is very funny. So that's brought us a little bit of joy, actually. Anyway, I wondered if you wanted me to show you how to make the wallets. So when we went to the little school and taught the wallets, it's just really fun. And this is a great little gift. There are some caveats. So I just took 2 5-inch squares, but you don't even have to have squares. You could do a 5 by 10-inch piece, but I have a bag of 5-inch squares because I cut most of my fabric into 5 and 6-inch squares. And we, that's what we use. So I took 2 of those, and you put them right sides together, and you're gonna sew a little seam. And so we're gonna do that. And we're here on our hand crank because that's what they sew on. That's what they sew on in the schools. So I can't show up there with just a regular machine. I have to be able to show them how to do it on the machine they have. We also had them hand stitch them together, but today we're going to do it on the hand crank. So we're sewing another set of 2 5-inch squares together. And then we're going to make sure we have a nice long lead thread so that our machine doesn't come unthreaded. And so now we have 2 sets of 5-inch squares sewn together. We're going to open them up. And we're gonna like finger press this seam out right here so it'll lay nice and flat. And then here's our other one. I'm gonna clip off these threads. And so then we're gonna put these right sides together. Now, what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna sew all the way down one side. Can they see where my finger's pointing on this, Ron?
Right now.
Okay, so we're gonna sew all the way down here, around here, and up here to the top, okay? Now, when we turn it, we're gonna flip it then, and then we're gonna sew this side closed. But this is gonna be the outer flap of your wallet. So if you want a square flap, you're good. If you want a angled flap, this is the time to trim it. If you want a circular flap, then this is the time you're going to put a bowl or a cup or something like that and trace around it and make a little curve. But I'm going to leave mine for the sake of teaching you. I'm just going to leave it square, and we're going to sew all the way down here, across here, and up here. So let's do that. And honestly, these are great for gift cards, little gifts, a little gift on top of a little package. If you want to keep your business cards in it, you can. And so, continuing down. You know, if you could see the girls who actually sew on these, and not me, who's just sews along, they are so fast on this thing. All right, now we're sewing across the top. And again, this is the side where if you wanted a curved flap, this is where you would curve it. All right, now we're going to turn it again, come up the other side. So fast. Okay, this machine is just like the old ones. You pull the lever up if you want to go backwards. So we're going to do a little stay stitch right there. And I probably should have done one on the other side, but I didn't. So now let's pull this out. And because I'm going to turn it, I'm going to go ahead and do a little back stitch right here on where I started, and I forgot. All right. Up. Okay. All right, now we're going to turn it right side. Turn it right, flip it. I don't know how to say that. Turn it in. We're turning the inside out to the outside in. So we're going to turn it. You can clip those little corners if you did. You know, we were working with kids, so we weren't too worried about any of it. Ron, you might want to turn on that iron over there and just leave it over there. I'll send, if it needs to be pressed, I'll send you to do the pressing.
Okay.
If you don't knock anything else over.
I'll try that.
All right, so then here, I'm going in with my scissors and poking out these corners. Be really careful if you do this with scissors, especially if they're like the long, pointy, sharp ones. These ones are great because they're a little bit rounded at the end. And then we have this nice piece like this. Now, the kids were so smart because I said, if you want a bigger wallet, what do? And they're like, a bigger square. You know, they knew right away. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in like this. I just folded it in a little bit on the edges. And we're just going to sew straight across that top. This will close our wallet. Oops. Down. Forward. Oh. Uh-oh. We came unthreaded again. This is, he hands me the glasses. The man is so hopeful. He's like, I'm pretty sure, Jenny, if you have enough glasses on, you'll be able to thread this. Does it thread right to left?
Correct. You did it right.
I'm telling you.
Left to right. Outside in.
There we go. Oh, I got it. Woohoo! All right, start back at the beginning again. Tuck our thread under. Line this up so it's nice and even. And then we're going to sew. I'm going to take a little back stitch. Actually, I don't need a back stitch on this because it's going to be closed in the seam. All right. Are you guys impressed? Impressed at my fast sewing? All right, let's clip these threads. All right, now Ron, can they see on the table if I lay this on the table? I want to make sure they can see this part.
I'll make it so they can see it.
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
It's a little hard because we have this glass table and you see everything through it, and it's kind of hard. All right. So then you decide if you want this to be your front or you want this to be your front, whatever you want. And so then you're going to fold this up, and you're going to fold it past the fold. So take, go up about this far, and you're going to fold it about this far. So then what we had the kids do was we had them, they hand sewed around, they hand sewed across this top, and then they hand sewed this part right here. We're gonna do that again on our little machine, because then when you fold this over, look at this cute little wallet you get, and this is the outside. And you can try them out. Maybe you want this to be the outside, you know, or maybe yours are all one color, both sides. I kind of like the green on the outside. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fold this up here, and I'm just gonna sew right down here. At this top edge, we are going to go ahead and back stitch a little bit, because that's where the stress will be when we put all of our big dollars in there. All right, so there's that one. And honestly, when we were there teaching them this, on this edge right here, I had them just whip stitch this outside edge, and so it gave them a little more room inside their wallet, which honestly, when they're done at the end, they just can't believe they did it. They're so excited. All right, so now our little wallet is stitched closed. Get this thread off of here. And so you could put a little loop in here with a button. You could put a little piece of Velcro. We don't have that here. And so we just pressed it really well so that this would just lay down really nice, and made a cute little wallet for them. And they just loved it. So here's the inside. And again, you can see this is the end where we sewed around. And so if this were, you know, if it came in at a V, you know, this would be your closure would be a different shape. So if you want to add a different shape, it's at that top end. But how fun for a little gift card, a little something, a little, you know, whatever you want. Anyway, they were tickled with it. And if you guys needed to know how to do that, now you do. It's quick and easy. We are having a wonderful time here in Accra in Ghana. Today we're going out to dinner. We're going out to the Capital Cafe. They have a lot of Lebanese, Asian foods, noodles, stuff like that. We've a lot of rice here, meats, chicken, steak, shrimp, a lot of fish, because we're right on the ocean. Salads and things like that. So it feels, when you go out to eat at a restaurant, it feels like pretty normal eating. And Ron and I aren't suffering, just so you know. Anyway, we hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday Newsday. We hope you enjoy this little thing, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.